Greetings, y'all. Greetings, everyone. Thank you allowing me to come into your presence. Uh, got a few things that I want to talk about because I know I haven't did a podcast in a while, but I just want to come to you guys and let you guys know that I got a few things I want to discuss. And and before we can get started, if you got feelings, put them in your pocket and continue to keep them in your pocket because it's not going to matter to me. So at the end of the day, just sit back and relax and keep it moving. So the name of the topic is, what are your standards? Only you can answer that because you know yourself, like you always say. I'm grown. I can do what I want. Can you really do what you want? Because as a person, we all don't know ourselves. We fully don't know ourselves, but we continue to say that we know ourselves and we grown, and that's okay. So your standards. Now everybody don't know the definition of standards. And the reason I say that is because people would get it. This my life. You can't tell me what to do in my life. You being God, you judging me. Mm-mm. You can say what you want, but mm-mm. So let's get it started. Let's get it to where we need to get this. So that way it won't be no procrastination on that. So I want to talk about um, these. I want to start off talking about the preachers first. Then, because I got a plethora of stuff that I want to talk about. Um, you all set up here and go to these churches, and you know the preachers are lying to you. You know that the preachers are duking you, but you continue to set under someone who's pretty much a robber with no gun. He tell you to pay your tithes and offerings, and you do it, but at the same time, and you know you're being robbed, but yet you continue to go to this guy. Hey, Bishop, I got a problem. Now, you know these preachers will tell you that, what is your problem, my child? You tell them your problem, and they make a whole sermon out of what you told them behind closed doors. But yet you still hold this man to the highest standards. Matter of fact, you hold the preacher to a higher standards before your husband. You put this preacher, you know the preacher lying, but you put this preacher on a pedestal, but belittle your husband. You ain't no real man. My pastor, look at him, he take care of his family, but here it is your husband doing the best he could or can to take care of his family. But yet these preachers are doing the dumbest things and you all are falling for them. I saw something today where a preacher was hitting women on the backside. And people were just sitting up there allowing this stuff to happen. And nobody's not saying nothing, but yet they're not saying nothing in the church. But they're going to talk about it when they get home. You see what Pastor did? Was hitting those women on the backside. And then you got these ignorant women. Oh, just let the pastor hit you on your backside. But people are constantly allowing this stuff to go on. And my whole thing is that when is shenanigans going to stop? Then you got one preacher, and I'm going to say this, and some of y'all might get mad, which I don't care. How you get robbed in a church when you sitting there robbing the people, lying to the people? You robbing the people by stealing their tithes and offering and buying you jewelry, you and your wife. Now, something don't sound right. How is it that you and your wife the only one to get robbed? Is this a plot, a maneuver to get more members in your church? Is this a way you being cunning and sneaky to get sympathy from the people so you can get more money sent to you? How is it that people nowadays talking about they love their pastor and you sitting up here going to a church for 20, 30 years that have not learned nothing from this liar? All he telling you that God got a blessing with your name on, and now they're even getting jazzy. You know, now, for example, somebody passed away and the preacher be talking about the person like they just came from heaven and land in a coffin because the person that he's describing, it don't fit that person that they're talking about. So you know this person on earth, before God took the spirit out of his body or her body, she was a loving person. She was a person that gave her last. She would give you a shirt off her back. But yet the person that he just described is a rebel rouser. She's a drinker. She's a smoker. She cursed up and down the street. She walked out the house half naked. And yet that preacher, by the time he described that person in that casket, you would think that was an angel. And you all sit back at home like, who was he talking about? Because the person that I know, that couldn't have been the same person. Then he come along and tell you that your mama and daddy is in heaven. When you pass away, they're going to greet you at the gates with open arms. So why is it that God said there would be no flesh in heaven? So how is it? Let me break that down right quick. So when we all pass away and perish away, all we're going to be is spirits. So the spirit is going to look familiar, but you will not have remembrance where you remember that person from. But these preachers would tell you that God is a loving God. God is he'll flick pain on you too. Look what he did and destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. That's pain on somebody. So how in the world can you believe what this preacher is saying? What are your standards? Have you got caught up in that devil so much that you lose your standards? And you know he don't have no standard because you know he lying to you while he got a Bentley parked outside and you got a Toyota that's ready to conk out on any second. But yet you've been obedient. Now, don't get me wrong, because some of these preachers, yes, Lord. Oh, de bobosita. Shandere de bobosita. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, yes, Lord. Oh, de bobosita. God is moving in this place. God is moving. And the people are going up in fake tongues. And then he tell you, God just told me that there's 5 people over here. Come on up to the pulpit. Come on. And here it is, you willingly going and sitting up here saying that God is moving. Oh, God is moving on me. Hallelujah. Thank you. And you setting up there getting used by this guy who's lying to you. And then when you get up to the pulpit, he tell you, God told me to tell you, you got a blessing. Your blessing's coming tomorrow. But he did say, before you leave today, put $500 in the collection plate before you leave, because your blessing is coming. I feel it. Like he's ready to start up a car. Then he put his hand over his ears, and then he got the organ player, because the organ player is watching the preacher know when to play the sound to get you aroused, to get you excited. All these preachers are just doing to entertain the flesh. And then you heathen women, you first hoes. Huh? Did he just say that? I said that To all you hoes that say that God called you to preach, God said that he never called a woman to preach, but yet you continue to get up in this pulpit. How is that? Who's being defiant? You or God? Because if he said that he never called a woman to preach or usurp authority over a man, then how you get in the pulpit? Explain that to me. I tell you what, to all the people that's on my page, that's listening to the sound of my voice, I will put up every penny I got if you can find in the Bible that God gave a woman to preach. And before you go any further, don't say he used Mary. Don't say he used Ruth, because Ruth was a prophetess. So don't use none of them. Show me that God called women to preach, and I'd be the first one to follow you. I put a challenge out there to anybody. I don't care who you is. You can be your slap pappy mama, your slap pappy grandmother, your slap pappy aunt. I don't care. It can be your cousin. I don't care. I put the challenge out there today. Yes, I said today. And let me explain something to you. I would, matter of fact, I will hold my head up high if you can show me that God called women to preach. So women, it's not saying that God don't love you, but play your position. It don't mean bow down to a man, but be submissive to that man. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, if this man is following God, this man is doing everything possible that's to follow God, keep his house in order, then yes, you follow. But if this man ain't doing nothing, this man going out to the club, this man going out to the strip club, this man is having his women on every corner, then you don't follow that man. But all I'm telling you is, women, that play your part. Be a helpmate. Be a supportive. Be someone that encourages that man that's striving to live for God. God, he never called you to be in no pulpit. Who are you to go against God and tell us that God called you to preach? I remember I had a dialogue with a preacher, a woman, and she said, Ronnie, I don't care what you say, because I know God called me. Ain't no more woman preaches more than a rabbit can wipe his behind with toilet paper. And you know he can't do that. So my thing is, how can you say that you love the Lord and you say that he's called you to preach, but you know these women and these weak back, jelly back, so-called men of God, they use the women to pull people in because it's all about money. First of all, look at these preachers. Just take a quick, not even a quick glance, just take a glance at them and look at them. If they name anything after them, you know it's a business. How can you say that this the Miss Lucifer, Mr. Lucifer church? If you name something after you, then it's your business. You profit off because the churches don't have to pay taxes. They don't have to pay none of that. This is why these hustlers are coming in a pulpit saying that God called them to preach because they know they don't have to pay no taxes. And this is why they're constantly jumping on being a preacher. How can you say that God used you and you going up against what he say and you got nothing to show that God is using you? So I want to say, so I know I'm going to have a few people what I'm about to say. You got so many different religions out here. You got Muslim, Catholic, Pentecostal. You got so many Buddha. You got so many out here. And the thing about it is, let's look at the Muslim world. Now, in their culture, they can have 3 or 4 wives. So let me ask a question. And the thing is that they can have all these wives if they can take care of them. They can afford them. Now, I know I'm just one man. I know if I marry one woman, how am I handle four more women? It's a battle just handling one woman. How can you have 4 or 5 wives? See, that's just the lust of the flesh. That's all that is. Just the lust. It's just that you want to entertain your flesh. So the Catholic, they sprinkling water on you, but they telling you it's holy water. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. And I believe in all of that. But they're not three. They are one. But yet, you got these preachers are telling you everything that's going against the scriptures. But yet, we fall for all the shenanigans that is presented to us. And you know what the thing about it is? That this world, this is why destruction is upon the earth. Why? It's because they took God out the equator, and now all hell has broken loose. So let me say this. Lucifer, some of y'all question y'all preach because a lot of preachers don't know what I'm about to say. How is it that when Lucifer was in heaven, God saw him with all the stuff that's on the earth now: hate, strife, envy, jealousy, murder, all this. And then that's why God made the 10th commandment: thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not do all these things. But he saw all this in Lucifer. So when Lucifer fell to the earth, this is when one of the prophets said, whoa, because he knew once Lucifer hit the earth, he knew it's going to be a problem. Because why? Lucifer wanted to be like God. So he took a third of the angels, and these fake preachers would tell you that the devil has no power. The devil stomp on the devil's head. So the devil is constantly looking at you like, look at this fool. Just look at this fool. See, the thing about it is, how can you stomp on the devil's head when he's a spirit? This is what we're dealing with. That's why it's so much disasters in the world, because this is a spiritual thing. This ain't no physical. This is all spiritual. How can you say that Lucifer don't have no power? And he took a third. So let me explain that. When they say he took a third, that means he turned them from their creator who made them by the word, his vocals, his pipes, his words, changed them to turn their backs on God. So this is why the scriptures say their mouth praise me, but their hearts are far from me. So this is why, as a people, don't be surprised when there's killing after killing after killing, when there's not going to be nobody to solve them. Let's admit, this is the devil's playground. This is his territory. And let me explain something to you. If we don't, as a people, turn back to God, because he said it, and this is his promise to us. He said, if you turn from your wicked ways, I will heal this world. But see, you got to remember, Lucifer is whispering in your ear, telling you there's no God. Question God. That's why you got all these atheists out here saying that there's no such thing as God. But let me tell you, everybody that's in the sound of my voice, that's on this earth, you're going to die and you're going to meet your maker. And what you going to tell them? This is why the earth is not getting better, because we're in the last days, people. Why we don't see that? God, I'm going to tell you something. We as a people, We so entertained with our flesh by what we see. We have to keep moving and keep going to entertain the flesh, because there comes a time when the flesh get tired. The flesh get weak, so they say. But let me explain something to you. We as a people got to understand that the devil has brought us so much pain and sorrow, but yet we don't see that we have to turn back and go forth and see that we in trouble. We are in serious trouble, but yet we don't see that though. We don't understand that we're in trouble. All we want about is satisfying the flesh. So I want to do a few comments. See what the people are saying. Robin, greetings, Robin. But I don't understand how people. So I want to just have people to understand that. Greetings, Monty, Molly. Thank you guys for coming in. Cabbage Patch, thanks for coming in. I appreciate you guys for coming in. Hey, Janice. It just that our people has been so duped so much. And I want to say that we have become so engulfed in ourselves to a point to where that we don't care how we look, we don't care how we act. All we care about is entertaining people to make us look good, that we're living like $1 million and knowing we ain't got them a dollar in our bank account. How is that? So that leads me to my next topic. To all you homongers. Did he say that again? Yes, you homongers. So the reason I say that, let me explain the reason why I say that. If you as a woman go out here half naked. Now, when I was growing up, I grew up in DC. Now, I remember seeing prostitutes down on 14th and Thomas Circle. Those that know that's from DC know what 14th and Thomas Circle is at. When I was growing up, I used to see prostitutes with their long boots on, with the gold chains on their ankles, had lipstick on their lips, a wig, and eyeliner, and all that. Now look how you become a whore. And you sit up here get mad with me because I tell you to keep your clothes on, but I'm the bad guy. Well, I guess I'll be the bad guy. Whore. That's all you are. You sitting up here, parade yourself half naked, butt cheeks hanging out, breasts hanging out, and yet you go to a club, you go to a birthday party, and you looking like the neighborhood hoe. And you want a guy that's decent, presents himself as a clean gentleman, and you want somebody to mother you or wife you? First of all, you say, what you got? You got money for me? You ain't got the bag. I can't be with you. If you ain't got nothing going on, I can't be with you. But yet you on public assistance. You on welfare, getting $1,000 in food stamps, and you got 10 baby daddies. And yet you gonna tell a man who got himself together, he's well established, and you gonna tell him that what is he bringing to the table? What are you bringing to the table? Because don't nobody want your stale fishy booty. Don't nobody want it. You done had every Tom, Dick, and Tank run all up in you, and now you want to say, I want a man that loves me for I am. And you ain't got no walls. And you ain't got no respect for yourself, but yet you say you want a man that's presentable and got himself together. You can get Pooh Nanny anywhere. What makes yours so special? Oh, I got the bomb, girl. Let me tell you, I got the bomb stuff. My stuff is the bomb, girl. Why? Well, why? Majority of the women think they got the bomb kitty cat. Why? Your stuff ain't all that, sister. Then you get a good man. By the time you shut it down, your down walls look like just like the tunnel going towards Baltimore because it's so big. You ain't gonna get no feeling. You ain't gonna get no type of feeling. And you sitting up here saying that I'm all that in a bag of chips. How? How you all that? If God took his spirit out your body, well, you just a clunk of dirt. And then you women out here going to get your butts implants, lips implants, breast implants. You hate yourself that much to a point where you destroy your body and then you don't even know if you're going to live. But yet, you look good. You look fly. But yet, you don't have no standards. Most women out here today, not all, some, they wear wigs. They wear wigs all the way down to their foreheads. And then they wear the eyelash. Man, I saw one girl, eyelash was so big, she had to hold her head up just to drive. I said, man, what is going on with our people? We are just doing any and everything just to get attention. It's something in your childhood. So let me ask you a question. If you got daddy issues, if you got mama issues, go seek some help. One thing in the Black culture that I know for sure, we don't want to get no help. We rather vent our anger towards the baby mama or towards the baby daddy. Go out here in public and embarrass yourself by fighting. Or you drag the baby mama or you drag the baby daddy back and forth to court because why? You have no energy to get a job, be an entrepreneur, or do something that's going to help you get to the next level in your life. But yet you want to make everybody's life miserable because you're miserable with yourself. And it's okay to go out here and get help. It's nobody knocking you down. It's nobody saying that makes you weak. Go get some help. But can't nobody do you like Jesus, though. And another thing, just think about it. I'm going to throw this question out there. What if God treat us like we treat him? We keep him on speed dial when we need him. What if he did that to us? And we all, from the four corners of the world, we're all living on grace and mercy. We all living on that. And we almost to a point to where just listen to this. You had the creator repent for making human beings on this earth. That's how rebellious we become. We don't understand how we are so much in rebellious state till we become stiff-necked. We don't even care as long as we get something out of the deal. And I just can imagine some of y'all get up there having gonna try to justify what you do. Here it is, you gonna try to justify something with your creator. You can try to justify somebody that put life in you. You can't even go on social media no more without women portraying themselves as a thought or a hoe or Jezebel. But yet, you think this is cool. You think it's okay shaking everything that God gave you, wearing tight clothes. Some of them, you can't even go on social media. Some of them be so naked that they just still be shaking. They don't care. The devil is in you, people, and you don't even realize you're being used by him. But yet, the preachers would tell you he ain't got no power. And let me throw myself in the mix. I be of my Father, and I be telling people, I'm the chief of sinners. Hey, yes, I got some work to do too. Don't think I'm here trying to bash y'all, I'm putting myself in the mix too because I'm human being too. And it does not matter what a person think of me All that matter is that what my creator thinks of me. Because man, let me tell you something about man. Man will have you changing your appearance to the fact that you hate yourself and you disguise yourself, and now you're in all this pain because now you're trying to impress somebody. This is what man would do to you. Man will have you hate yourself, but yet you cry alone in a dark room holding your pillow. Why me? I'm sorry. Now, you go to these churches and they tell you God loves you. Let me tell you something. Love starts with self first. If you don't have no love for yourself, how you going to be successful with anything you touch? How can you be successful with your kids? How can you be successful with serving God? How can you be successful in anything you do if you don't have love for yourself? If you don't have love for yourself, you might well just tell God, take you now. And the reason I say that is because the love is very powerful. Hate is more powerful than love because love cannot overshadow hate because hate is so strong. Because why? If it's in a person, that love is gone. That love no longer exists in a person. Because now the love has gone. Now your heart has become cold. And the scriptures say their hearts will wax colder and cold. So this is why people, I tell y'all to understand what's in front of you. We all have come short. We know this. But what are we doing to correct it? Into you faggots. You know I wasn't going to go what I was talking about. So I know Facebook probably banned me, but it's okay. I'll probably go back in Facebook jail. You got these preachers condoning it, that being gay is okay. You got the world saying it's okay. Now just look at the sickness of this. You got two men saying that they love each other, being thicker than minds. And then you got a lot of straight dudes out here that's undercover, and then they won't get their coat pulled until they meet another gay person. Or they come off and say, man, you know what? I got something to tell you, man. I've been gay ever since we grew up together, and I like you. People have no shame no more. They coming out being gay. They say they gay from the womb till they get grown. This is learned behavior. Here it is. You got two men walking down the street, holding hands, and look at society saying that's okay. Because you know why? Because half of the presidents, Senate, congressmen, your mayor, your councilmen, all of them are faggots and lesbians. And this is why it's okay. This is why these laws, and yes, I said it, and I ain't taking it back. Half of them are faggots and lesbians to a point to where they're passing these laws and we can't say nothing, but yet they can push it down our throat. And let me tell you something. I'm not afraid of none of y'all. Because you know why? Because you can say I'm gay bashing. And so hold on. Let me throw this question before I go any further. So the question was thrown at me. What if your kids are gay? What if your kids say, Daddy, I got daughters. So, Daddy, I love my woman. This is, for example, let's say I love Sabrina and she's my girlfriend. You and Sabrina get the hell out of my house. That's just the bottom line. Because as a parent, well, that's my child and I'm going to love my child and I'm going to condone what my child is doing. So you walk in the house one day and you see your son getting his back blown out. You wonder how that's going to make you feel. Because I've talked to people and their situation came up like that. But yet, you still saying, that's my child. I'm going to be there for my child. Hold on. Nobody ain't saying you can't be there for your child, but as a parent, you got to take some type of stance in this situation. Your son, 13 years old, he telling you he gay, and he got a boyfriend named Johnny. And you allow Johnny to spend the night and they sleep in the same bed, and you as a parent go along with that. You just as sick as the child. And the child only learned from what been seen out in society. Most of these young kids are hurting. Most of these young kids are going through it. But yet they don't have their parents, because why? Their parents want to act like they still in their 20s. This is why our kids are running to this homosexual life. It's because their parents that's in their 30s and their 40s still think they're in their 20s, want to run the streets, want to smoke weed, want to crash and bring every Tom, Dick, and Hank in the house. But yet you saying that you condone your child being gay. What kind of parent are you? You are sick. And yes, I said you are sick to go along to tell you, your 13-year-old tell you that they gay. And then you saying, oh, it's part of society. I accept it. And I'm gonna tell you something. Ain't no human being on this earth gonna accept their child being gay. Now, most parents want grandkids. How can two men make a child? Where is he gonna drop the child at? Out his butt? Where is he going to deliver the child? So let me throw another question out there. Now, society say it's okay to be gay. So why did God make women? I'll wait. Why did he make women? Not only to, that's why he said it has to be decent in order. So this is why things have to be done decent in order. Look at the word. It's out of control. It's nothing in order no more. The reason he gave Adam Eve is because Eve is supposed to be a helpmate. And he said in the scripture, go out and multiply. You can't multiply with another man or two women. So look what the faggots do. They go out and adopt. And you know what the part that kills me the most is they go and adopt a black child. So they want to feel like they doing something. So they tell the black child, you don't need no mama. You just got two daddies that love you. We're going to shower you. We're just going to give you so much love. Yes. Paul, what do you think about this? Well, I think it's a good idea, Peter, because, love rules everything. Love is wonderful. Love is a beautiful thing. But yet, society tell you that this thing is okay. Look at our young kids saying they in junior high school saying that they're gay. How is that? What are your standards, parents? Now, let me go back to the question that was asked to me. If my child was gay, I'm not going to change the love that I have for my child because that's my child. But I don't have to accept the fact that my child is gay. Now, if it caused a rift between me and my child, I'm going to stand what God said. I'm going to stand on the fact that what's right, what is in order. I would still love my child, but you cannot come on my house with your friend laying up on my couch saying, we're going to look at a movie. We're going to binge on Netflix and chill. You won't be chilling up in here. Not today. Not today you won't. But as a parent, what are your standards with your child? You have to have standards. You cannot be a friend and a parent at the same time. Remember, you have that child. You set boundaries for that child. You don't let the child set boundaries for you. How is this? This is confusing. And I know some of y'all are in y'all feelings. I know some of y'all just heated right now. But I tell you what, leave a comment. And I promise you, I'll get back to it. I promise you, I'll respond back. Matter of fact, let me put my email out there in case you want to, you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Huh? You know? So my email is RONLDHUNT48 at gmail.com. RONLDHUNT48 at gmail.com. So let's get back to the topic. So you have to have standards. Now the standards has gone from the household because the kids are telling the parents what to do. And here it is, we sit up here and say, it's okay, they'll come around. Now who now my thing is, who had who? Who almost died on the table giving birth to this child? Who? Who is the guardian? Because I'm just trying to find out, these kids have more rights than their parents. And their parents, they're so scared to say anything to the kid. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna let them do what they do. And my thing is, how in the world, as a parent, you set up here and say it's okay? Let's get back to you faggots. So, to the sound of my voice, I challenge any faggot, any lesbian. I challenge you. I'm not here to soothe your flesh. I'm here to understand why America is accept you being gay and you walking down the street holding another man's hand, kissing another man in the mouth. What is wrong with you? You that caught up in your sin? You caught up in your lust to the point you want to kiss another man in the mouth? What can another man do for another man? Nothing. The man is not equipped for another man. But yet, you all say it's okay. I love my child. I do. I really, really do. But yet, your kid is running amok in your house, allowing his faggots boyfriend to spend the night, eat your food up, or look at your cable, run your bills up, and you saying it's okay. And then the sad part about it is you got mamas that's out here going with other women. And then what you expect your child to do? Your child is following in your footsteps. You're not giving your child the opportunity to make its own footprints in the sand. You so busy trying to force your child to follow in your footsteps, and you leading your child to destruction. How? Society has gone haywire. Society has raised our kids to a point to where the parents are smoking weed and drinking with their kids. Where are your standards? As a parent, where are your standards? You don't have any. Why? Because I didn't get this when I was growing up. I ain't do this when I was growing up. I ain't do none of this stuff. So I'm going to give my child everything that I didn't get. So now, once again, you set your child up, because let me explain something to you. To all you little ghetto-ass women, to all you little ghetto-ass mamas, stop buying your kids Jordans. Stop buying your kids weaves, makeup, eyelashes. Stop buying them. Let them enjoy their childhood. Here it is in the projects. You go in the projects And all you see kids wearing Michael Jordans. And here this Jordan don't care nothing about you. But yet, because you got a pair of Jordans on, you feel like, I got a pair of Jordans on. And then you got people that get them every month when they come out. And it's the same tennis shoe. Here it is, you got people selling their food stamps to get their nails, their eyelashes, their fake hair, and their Jordans. And as you're selling your food stamps, your kid's gonna suffer because you're not gonna have no food for the next 2 weeks. And you got a whole month to go before your car get recharged. Then you call the no good baby daddy, the ragamuffin, wearing his pants sagging, wearing his pants all the way down to his ankles. Hey, Donnell, Keisha needs some Pampers. Keisha needs some food, and she don't have no food. What that got to do with me? Man, you know, I'm out here trying to survive too. I ain't got no money. I ain't got none of that. Yeah, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I ain't got that. But yet, you laid up with this man. You knew this man wasn't nothing when you opened your legs like a cricket. Oh, Donnell, I love you. Yeah, I love you too. He was just trying to release himself. But yet, you didn't see that. But you were so caught up in your flesh and gave him some. Now he got you pregnant. Now you got a child. Now you're raising the child by yourself. Now what you gonna do now? But yet you still gotta portray that image like you got it going on. You got the Jordans. You got your eyes done. You got your hair done. You're looking good, looking fly. But yet you ain't got no food in your house to feed your 5 kids. Then you try to drop the kids off to your mama or your grandmama. You open your legs. Mama and grandma ain't open them legs. You did. Oh, let me say. Oh, because you grown. Oh, you grown. That does not make you grown because you got boobies and hair on your vagina. That does not make you grown. What makes you grown? Going out being responsible, decent, and caring. Present yourself out here in society. Work. Take care of your kids. But no, society says something different because society want to raise your kids so they can raise them and put them in jail and get free labor out them. And here it is, your mayor is co-signing on all this stuff that is going on. And yet, here it is, society don't care nothing about you. And then when your kid go ahead and kill somebody, my son was the best person. He took care of his kids and he took care of me. And yeah, he ain't hurt nobody. But yet he just killed 5 people the other day. You reap what you sow. Don't think just because you kill somebody, don't think that it's not going to come back to you. But, you know, I'm just talking. But all I'm saying is, people, listen, I'm not trying to tell you how to run your life, trying to tell you what to do with your life. This is your life that you got to get accountable to when we meet God, because we all going to meet him. I don't care if you're an atheist. I don't care if you're a Catholic. I don't care if you're a Muslim. I don't care what fake religion you are. You're going to meet him just like me. So all I'm telling you is, people, if you don't clean yourself up, you're going to be just like a pig that stay in the mud, and you're going to have a hard life. Like my grandma always used to say, you make your bed hard, you're going to have to lay in it. And I never understood that phase until I got grown, until I started making decisions. And I said, man, I don't want to keep doing this. This is hard. This is rough. But yet, we continue to keep doing the same dumb thing. How can you constantly keep laying down with nothing meant? These men out here are only to release themselves, play their PlayStation or Xbox, and have sex and go to sleep and do it all over and smoke weed as they doing it. But yet you set up here and continue to give a good now to all you little hoochie mamas. Let me tell you something. You keep going out here having sex with different dudes, you're gonna catch something that you can't get rid of. You're gonna look like that girl that's from the YouTube that had AIDS for 10 years. But she knew she had AIDS. She knew what she had. Talking about she didn't know she had it. Man, your body will tell you when something is wrong in your body. You ain't gonna not know that something is not wrong with your body. But yet, society say it's okay to keep doing what you're doing. Do you think they want to get rid of guns? No. Do you think they want to get rid of the projects? No. Do you think they happy that this killing is going on? Yes. That's money for them. This is what I say. What is your standards? Because America don't have no standards. I don't know why. I don't get why they keep saying United States. We are not united. So how are we united? Can somebody please explain that to me? Because we're not united at all. We the states, but we're not united. And we united, why you got bigotry out here? And to you KKKs. Now, let me get on that one for a minute. To you rednecks, KKK, wonderful people. So, you kill people in the name of Christianity. You can hang a black man from a tree or drag him on the back of the car or hit him in the head with a brick. But yet, you don't know when your time is coming. So this is why racism is so strong, because it's hidden. We keep blaming Trump for bringing racism to the forefront, but racism been here for years. We can't blame one man. Yeah, we all know about Trump, but I respect Trump because Trump told you what he's about. It's the people like Biden, Camilla, Obama, Michelle, the Bushes. Those are the kind of people that you should be worried about, because those are the dangerous ones, because they hide racism to a T. Trump came out and told you who he was. But let me tell you something. So this is what the KKK has done. They took certain scriptures out of the Bible to conform to their needs. So for example, back in slavery time, they said, obey your masters. Now you got to remember, back in slavery time, they were uneducated. They couldn't read. They couldn't write. So all they knew was to obey their masters. So you sit up here and say that one race is better than the other. How is that? Because when you die, the worms still going to eat you too. Just as well as going to eat that black man, that Chinese man, that Pakistani man. The worms don't have no prescription or discretion who they eat. All they know is that's flesh that they're eating. So let me ask you, black man, proud black man, let me ask you something. We all have some white in us. That's just a given because of our ancestors. That's a given. So here it is, the black folks came along and made their own church, African American Methodist Church. So they wanted to feel wanted. They wanted to feel needed. So they came up with their own. Oh, the white man is not going to accept us, so we just going to come up with our own church. How? I tell you, man, this world is in the pig's mud. And here it is, we sit up here and say that we don't love ourselves because what the white man has put on us. Come on now. How long are you going to keep running on that? Okay, we know this. But stop making excuses because you want to be a bum. You want to be a nothing in life. You keep putting it on the white man because you decide that you don't want to be a nothing. All you want to do is be a baby maker. Run from woman to woman. And these women keep opening their legs up to these no good men. Oh, girl, he has a big Peter. Oh, girl, he wore me out. Look at the Lord nature thinking for the brain that's on top of your shoulders. What kind of idiotic stuff is this? That the world is just gone bonkers. You sit up here and say that you love yourself, but yet the world still controls you. So when a person like me come along, I'm the bad guy. I'm the person that, oh man, this guy, here we go again with Ronnie. But yet, we have lost our standards. We don't have no more standards. And I'm not going to say all, some, because there's still some decent people out here. Some of y'all don't have no standards to a point to where you go out and get your boobs done, your backside done. That's hate. That means you hate yourself when you get this stuff because you're going against what God created. If God wanted you to have big backside, big breasts, he would have gave it to you because he created you in the womb while you in darkness. So hold up, let me hit that right quick. So as you're in your mother's womb, there is nothing but darkness. And when you're in darkness, you can't see anything. But as that child grows in the mother's womb, that child now starts to move around and that child starts to kick, move its arms. So now that umbilical cord is the lifeline for you and that child. So now that child is still in darkness. Now that child is time to come out the womb. So now what's the first thing that the child, when the child is born, it's the head that comes out first. That's the first thing that sees light. Why you think a baby screams when it come out? Because now it's uncomfortable. Now it's become afraid because it don't know where it's at. No, now it knows that it's out of its mother's womb. Comfort. And that's what we don't like. We become so comfort in our mess that we don't like a struggle. We don't like getting out of our mess. We want to stay there and want somebody to have pity on us. We want somebody to feel sorry for us. Get your ass up and get out of the mud. That's the only way you're going to do it. Nobody's going to give you nothing. Nobody's going to feel sorry for you. All I'm saying is that when a snake wraps itself around this prey, what it do? It suffocates its prey. And when it suffocates the prey, it goes for the head. Because once the head is smothered, he knows just eventually that air gonna go out that prey, and now that prey becomes limp. Now he can devour that prey. And this what the world has done to you. It has wrapped itself around you, and now it's suffocating you because now you're doing stuff to harm yourself by getting surgery, going out here killing somebody, going out here doing just dumb stuff. And then when you get in jail, you dead because now that snake has smothered you, or the world has smothered you. And when you go into prison, you dead because now you're just a dead man walking. Now you just sit in a cell rotting away, and now you want somebody to help you. Nah, no, sir. How can you set up and say that you love yourself? Take off your fake nails. Why are you not happy the way God made you? What is wrong with you that you gotta cut up yourself? You not happy with yourself? You gotta wear makeup, fake hair, eyelashes, all this stuff just to feel special, just to feel wanted, just say society, look at me. There's something wrong with that. If you can't accept who you are, and all you men, you go around and you're in your 50s, 60s, wearing an earring in both ears, looking like a clown, walking around with your pants sagging, and you somebody's granddaddy, somebody's daddy out here, and you walking around with your pants sagging. What kind of fool are you? And I feel sorry for the women that fall for these guys because they got low self-esteem too. Because ain't no real man, listen at me, ain't no real man gonna walk around with his pants sagging. Ain't no way. Ain't no real man gonna do that. You got men perpetrating the fact that they are men. You're not a man because of your anatomy. You're a man because of your stance and your standards. That's what makes you a man. But nah, some of y'all say I'm judging. Look in my eyes. I don't care. Trust me, I don't care. But thank you guys for allowing me, Ronnie, to come in and give you just my opinion. Because I know some of y'all going to talk about me, and it's okay. You got my email. Reach out to me. I want to say thank y'all for allowing me to be in your ear. I just want to put some sense out there, some truth out there, because, we have ran away from the truth. We have turned our back on God, and now we want God to save us when we get in trouble. What do you think God doing? He turned his back on you. So thank you. Have a good night or good day or good morning.